everything's perfectly all right now. We're fine. We're all fine here now. Thank you. How are you?
Everything is fine here on Detention Block AA23, a Star Wars podcast. I'm Mike, joined by Bogey here to talk all things Star Wars. Obviously, it's a big day today. We had a new show released or premiere today. I know both Bogey and I are super excited to talk about this. But before we get to that, let's get to the business elements. So if you're listening to us right now, hit that subscribe button, follow, like, rate, review, comment, all the above. We greatly appreciate it. Any little thing you can do helps us get our channel's name out there amongst all the other Star Wars channels, and there are quite a bit. And as you know, once we hit 200 subscribers, we will have a prize giveaway. And then at 500, we'll be giving away a Theory Saber lightsaber. So you're not going to want to miss out on that. It's one of the legit lightsabers, and it's pretty fun. I've already seen it. So, and I have a few. I've got a few back here. So you'll have a heyday with it. You're not going to want to miss it. And if you're lucky, we'll also throw in Bogey's good old trusty lightsaber as well. Batteries not included. Kyber crystal not included. But hey, you know, it's still a lightsaber. We nice love it.
Prop figure.
Yep. You'll devastate him though, because then he'll be losing his lightsaber. But all for a good cause. For a good cause. So yeah, I mean, I think we can just dive right into it. I mean, obviously, it's just the first 2 episodes, which I love this kind of structure they have right now. They're doing 2 episodes at a time for a total of 10 episodes, so we'll have 5 weeks of content, and they're, 25 minutes? I know the second episode was 24 minutes, but around that length for each episode, I'm assuming, too, going forward. Little on the short end, but maybe that's just because I'm enjoying it so much. I want more. But sometimes less is more, and hey, this is what the Clone Wars structure and Rebels was, and you know we know how we feel about those shows. So initial thoughts, Bogey, on this show.
It's amazing.
Should we just give like a round of applause for some good Star Wars?
It kicks off right away. It's one of those like typical movies where you love like a really like I don't know. I think of like like your action movies where like it just you're right into it, into the action.
That's exactly what I was thinking when I was watching it.
And I was like, oh, this is awesome. Not a slow start, not a gradual. No, we're into it. It is this whole heist to get the one of the crime syndicates like leaders gold, or his whatever currency.
Yeah, credits.
But it was more than that. They wanted to get their wherever the droid.
Oh yeah, the bank droid as they call it.
Droid,
yeah,
because they were going to use it later on.
Yeah,
but yeah, but the artwork. Oh, it's. I mean, I appreciate the goodness of like Bad Batch, Clone Wars, etc. This, I heard they did it a little different. And I was reading up on it and like how they did the artwork. Because like, I mean, there's a scene with Darth Maul that we're going to talk in a bit when he comes out of his first entrance. Mm. I just say Darth Maul. His name's Maul. He's no longer Darth because he's not part of the Sith anymore.
Right.
So Maul comes out of his ship. You couldn't do that in animation. That smoke.
Oh yeah.
Like it's somehow the animation is definitely different and it looks so crisp. And just I don't know, there's something about it that really captivates like your eyes. You're like, this visually is stunning. This is really, really good stuff.
Yeah, so, there were times as I was watching the show, mainly when there weren't like characters in it, so more like scenery or spaceships, or like there's the shot, and I think it was the second episode, where it's the planet and the Pike ship is flying out through space, like leaving the planet and whatnot. It didn't look like an animation. It was like, this looks like CGI for like a feature film type of a thing. Like it looked extremely real. Even like the scenery and whatnot, like the trees and the clouds and smoke and everything, like and the smoke to Maul's entrance and everything. Like it just looked real. Now, of course, when you throw the animated characters in there, then you're like, okay, yeah, I can see it's animation. The animation still looks amazing. It's great. But you can kind of tell it's an animation. But the overall feeling of the show does not feel like an animation. It feels live action. It gives me kind of similar vibes to the Andor show. And I don't know what it is too. Like the dialogue seems more real compared to like even Rebels and Clone Wars and Bad Batch. I don't know if it's that they just kind of like up the stakes in terms of like target audience, like it's more adult. But like there is not, I mean, the Mandalorian trailers make that movie appear more childish than this animated show, in my opinion. Like there's none of that like cheeky humor stuff. There's nothing like, I mean, there are funny parts, but it's not like humor trying to be humorous. It's actually just like stuff that's funny, which the thing that jumps off in my head when the main detective police guy is sitting with the droid. Do you know what I'm going for?
Yep, I was
it's
just
like,
it was so subtle, but it was kind of
great.
funny.
It's hilarious. I laughed out loud when that happened
because I was thinking the same thing. I'm like, is he holding a coffee cup? And then he, like the captain like calls him out and he goes, he's like, you know, and he
turned it upside down.
And there's nothing in it. He's like, I can't drink coffee. He's like, I just enjoy these moments. And he just leans on the desk like a buddy cop.
Exactly.
I was like, that's awesome.
But even how like the detective like asks, like he's like, enjoying that calf there, buddy?
That's what he said. That's what it was.
He didn't say buddy, but he said enjoying that calf there. He's like, oh, you know, I don't. And then he turns it upside down. But like that was funny.
And I like how he calls him Two Boots.
Yeah, Two Boots.
But you know what his designation is?
No, I missed it.
Two-Bot.
Oh, is it really? Two B-O-T?
B-O-T. He calls him Two Boots. That's awesome.
That's great.
You know, it's like, I don't know, that and there's the Maul's droid.
Oh, yeah. He's like,
it's fucking awesome. I don't know what they call him.
I didn't catch that either.
If they had a name for him or not, but
I don't think they ever called him by his.
But he was a menace.
He was a menace,
and he was awesome at moments.
Yeah,
even that scene where he's like breaking into the police station, and he like has this like you can't get away from me because he has he can control the cameras now.
Yeah,
and he's the Two Bots hacks in and clears him out, and he gets all like, oh, and he just smashes the panel.
Yeah, he's got a personality.
Oh yeah, someone said he's got this like pirate thing too, because one of his lenses has like a red thing where he can zoom in.
Yeah, he's a good shot too. Holy crap!
Yeah,
when he shot that device to go on the keypad from like buildings away, and he shoots it through the like corridor or the doors that open and close to like the docking bay, and gets it right on that little keypad. It's like, man, if only stormtroopers had the shot that you had, the original gang wouldn't have made it nearly as far as they did. But yeah, so overall, like, this is great. Like,
yeah,
this is what I want to see in Star Wars.
So we can kind of kick off, but there's one thing. So I have something up that I was kind of watching before.
Yeah.
We started our recording. So I have it on mute, but I just paused it real quick. So it looks like this Coruscant, you want to call it?
I'm guessing it's Coruscant.
It's not.
Oh, it's not? Okay.
It's on a different planet, and it's called Janix.
Oh, okay.
And I want to say if it's the writer of this show also did the writing, they said, for episodes within Clone Wars, I think, especially anything revolving around Maul.
Okay.
And this time he's working with his son and daughter.
Oh.
On the whole, the scripture and the writing and screenery, all that stuff. So it's almost like second in command, I guess, to the director of the Kevin Feige, or not Kevin Feige, Dave Filoni. So that's the name. And here's a quote what his vision for this city was supposed to be, which is really interesting. I did not know this.
Okay.
It's one part, so he's pulling DC comics into this.
Oh.
It's one part Gotham, one part Metropolis, and 100% Star Wars.
So like where he says Star Wars, I would mix like Coruscant in there almost.
Yeah. And I heard there was a reference where they were trying to visually make it look like, yeah, Coruscant, but also like the cities you see in Blade Runner.
Yeah.
So,
Okay.
But okay, so 100% Star Wars with all of these different levels of and layers. It's a rich environment for crime and gangsters, but so far there's been a very peaceful accord between all of them in the interest of business.
Sure.
Hence why it seemed like all the crime syndicates, they're all
Getting
doing their own
along.
thing. They all get along. They're like, I'm over here in my area, my territory, which one of the leaders gets pissed when his his credits get stolen, trying to find out who did it.
Yep.
And they're like, oh, this one syndicate was always been trying to like, he's like, yeah, he wants to steal my territory. So it seems like everyone's got their own little territories in this like city planet. So it's like, you stay on your side of the line, I'll stay on my side of the line, which I love then how Maul tries to trick them all to start fighting each other.
Yep.
So anyways, I just want to throw that out there, which I found very interesting.
Yeah,
because it does have that vibe. Like there's a rich kind of community with the way it looks, but then there's elements where it's like these alleyways and there's crime going on, like a Gotham City.
Yep.
So
For sure.
I thought that was very interesting that he brought that aspect. He's like, oh yeah, but it's 100% Star Wars, its own thing. So.
Yeah. Well, I'm glad you said that because I was thinking it was Coruscant the whole time. So Janix, you said, is the name of the system?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
There was one moment in the show that I was like, well, that doesn't seem like Coruscant because it was more, you saw some like land. There were some like buildings, but the obvious like, I don't know if it was like a lake or pond or something like that with a little bit of land. And I'm like, I thought the only land visible in Coruscant was the peak of that mountain. So I was like, maybe they're changing things a little bit here because it just looked like Coruscant. But okay, so that's good to know. It's Janix.
And it would make sense because at one point, when they find out, get an image of Maul, Lawson tells Two Boots to like see if you can get a face recognition.
Yeah.
And also it gets a priority, notify the Empire. This is top, classified is what it said. Like, and he shows it to Lawson. Lawson's like, I don't want the Empire here.
Well,
it's like, we're part of the Empire, sure, but we don't need them. We don't need them here.
Yeah.
Because then shit hits the fan. Because then you got stormtroopers running around all over the place. So then that contradicts it. I mean, that's why it can't be Coruscant.
Because Empire is that's the home. Capital almost. So that's a good point. I'm surprised that didn't dawn on me as I'm watching.
It's similar to the beginning of like Andor, when whatever planet they're on.
Yep.
They had their own police force.
Yep.
And a lot of times they didn't want to get the Empire like involved because then they know then shit's gonna hit the fan and the community's not gonna be happy. It's gonna be like what do you call it, lockdown and So that's why
martial law.
Martial law. That's right. That's what the word I was looking for. But that's why I was like, this can't be Coruscant. So I'm glad that when I pulled this up, I was like, God, finally I got the. They must have said it at some point and you miss it because there's some really good intense dialogue, but sometimes it's just like they're saying so much. You're like, I got to rewind this. What did they say again?
Yeah.
So.
Well, and I think we're just so accustomed to like Coruscant. If you see like a city planet, you just automatically assume it's Coruscant, but obviously it's not with like some of the things that you pointed out. So I think that's great. So should we just dive into like the first episode and then we'll dive into the second
and kind of go through the sequences, I guess, throughout?
Yeah.
If we can remember it. Because I mean, even though they're, like you said, half hour or less, like there was a lot to take in these two episodes.
Yeah. And like, when did you watch them like at 7? So I thought they were releasing at 8, but you said you were seeing them at like 7 o'clock or something like that.
I noticed. I just happened to check because I wanted to see if they would at least throw them on saying upcoming, but give like a timestamp of like how long they were, so I knew when to to make sure I could get them in before our recording.
Yeah,
and then that's when I was like, oh, it's already available, and then I saw how long they were. I was like, oh, well, because I had some errands to run. So I was like, well,
Sure.
I got time. I got time to go do that quick, and I came back, and it was around 8, maybe is when I started
Okay.
watching it. So
all that to say, like, we just pretty much watched these episodes, and then we watched the tail end of the basketball game, and then we're like, okay, let's record right away. So some of the specific details, we might not have caught right away, but the overall themes, we'll dive into everything. But we'll try to bring to you as much as we can possibly remember. So the chapter 1 was called The Dark Revenge, and as Bogey alluded to earlier, like they jumped right in. And like I put this up to like the Acolyte. You're watching the Acolyte, and it's like they have to tell you like backstories and everything, like try to build it up and allow you to understand where you are. Like when a show can just like get going and you're following along right away and you know what's happening, like they're doing a good job. And granted, we know about Maul. We know because this is falling after the Clone Wars. Like there's a lot of history already like brought to us. But it's good that they were like, we don't need to tell them the backstory to all this. They already know. Let's just dive in. So, and you already kind of spoke to it that they're going after the credits. So it's Maul and Death Watch, which are the Mandalorians,
it's what's left. I think that
Yeah.
still there's not many.
right.
If you saw like in their call it Bat Cave, wherever Maul's player is. I swear you saw maybe 6 to 10 Mandalorians total, and they only take on these missions. They only take like a few.
Yeah.
It's always what's his species again?
Zabrak.
Yeah, he's got. Are those two in any other show?
Not those specifically. No. Not
where
that
did he
I
get?
know.
It's kind of funny. You just found these guys,
Little minions.
little minion, but they're not
Hired
minions.
thugs.
Yeah, they're fucking badass.
Yeah.
Especially the big dude
with the big like Gatling gun.
Yeah. Okay. So just really quick, we'll get to it, but I just got to before so I don't forget. There's a scene where they're going up that ladder in the Is it the second episode? I think. Yeah, I think they're going up the ladder when they're at the police station.
Yeah.
And the scrawny one is holding the Gatling gun. Well, the big guy is carrying. I'm like, we'll get to it. The prisoner.
Yeah.
I was like, why is the scrawny dude holding this Gatling gun with one arm, shooting up? I was like, that doesn't make sense. But I was like,
he's
whatever.
only scrawny when standing next to the Gatling gun guy. Otherwise, maybe he is.
Maybe he is strong. But then appearances could be deceiving. There's plenty of strong people that look scrawny. I mean, look at Bruce Lee.
Yeah.
Could chop. He was a scrawny little fuck, and he could chop through, a dozen bricks.
For sure.
But anyways, yeah, back to this heist.
Yeah, so it's essentially a heist scene. You got the Death Watch, or what's left of it. You've got a couple of Zabraks. I think they had like 3 total ships, maybe 2. One big one, and then like 2 smaller ones, if I remember. At least that's what we see flying in.
Yeah.
And they have this menacing droid that can do everything in terms of like hacking.
Well, the three ships coming in, it was the big one was the cargo of the credits, and then there was
true.
I think it was 2 escorts could have been either security,
right?
Because as soon as the big ship landed, the 2 security ships like left.
That's right. Yep.
Because then they were offloading, and that's where that droid treasurer was like counting everything as they were putting it into the vault.
Yep. And like as soon as the doors were like closing, he shot that mechanism in and then reversed the doors and opened them up so that they could come in and like steal everything and just cause havoc.
The whatever Mandos that were there and the 2 what's their
Zabraks.
I gotta start remembering that they were rappelling down the tower, and then when the doors opened back up, they just flew back in.
Yep.
And they just kicked ass.
Yeah. And if I recall that female Mandalorian, I think she is this
Rook Cast.
Same one from the end of Clone Wars.
Yeah, Rook Cast.
Okay.
It's confirmed. I'm looking at the credits right now.
Okay, good. Because it looks like her, but she was more put together in Clone Wars, but because they're like remnants. So
at one point, someone does call her Rook.
Okay.
in the show, and one of the episodes, someone calls her Rook.
Okay.
So it's definitely her.
So they capture
She,
the credits.
of the followers that are following Maul, she must like have her own followers, because I think she has like she has a thing for Maul.
Oh, a little
I don't
love
know.
interest.
I think so.
Do you think there might be some jealousy later on?
When we get to it, when we get to second episode, yes, there's a moment where I was like, "Oh, she's definitely jealous right now."
Keep her locked in there.
Mm-hmm.
So they're successful in obtaining the credits, and they do capture the bank droid, the lead bank droid or whatnot. Which man, they just do not treat that droid very well. Just like throw her around, and
they just needed the droid, but somehow they must have deactivated it or whatever.
Yeah. Well, they shot it like all over, and you see
one of them was holding it, was bringing it back onto the ship, was holding it as a shield, and it was just I was like, why are you bringing that droid? Are you just bringing it as a shield? And then later on, they actually had use for it. But
yeah, which impressive that they were able to just turn it on like right away. Like it seemed like it was no longer functional, but
it couldn't even stand. It was like
right,
but it looked like it's like.
But it was turned off at that time. I thought it looked like it was just off. It was like limp.
Yeah, that's what they didn't really show it. Somehow they turned it off, but then they turned it back on.
Yeah.
But it couldn't even stand. It like malfunctioned and like landed down, but its head was still working, which later on,
which is all they really needed.
They needed was the head.
Yeah.
So anyways, yeah, I would say like when they get the heist and they launch off, that whole chase sequence.
Oh yeah.
And then the bungee cords that the droids, the mischievous droid set up, just slice that cop car in pieces. I was like, dude, yeah, those guys are
they're gone.
And it's funny, you're talking about like some of the violence that's going to be in this show. Yeah, a lot of it they see the execution of droids, but you never see on screen an execution of an actual person.
Not a humanoid, but you do see it of the Pikes.
No, well, I mean, to me, it's like you see the back frame, and then you see just get the slash, but you're not seeing them get like cut in half.
True.
And then because like I said, it's almost like I don't know.
The closest you get is that in the second episode, the lead Pike person, you kind of see it a little bit through the window.
But it cuts to the window, so you don't see it.
You're not like a clear vision, but you do see like two parts kind of fall, but it's like tough to see. So
as an adult, you visually can be like, oh yeah, I know, I could see through the glass.
Well,
as a kid, you might be like, oh okay, he's dead. But
yeah.
You don't see the gruesomeness like
live.
Right. There was a moment. One of the syndicates, Maul was gonna. You could see him like the lightsaber was about to stab like right through the head, and then it just cut framed.
Yep.
I don't know if you caught that. I was like, yep, they're definitely trying to hide.
Yep.
Like actually see, like if it kept going, you would have seen the lightsaber go right through his eye and back of his head.
Yeah.
Like then you would start. Okay, this show is rated R.
Well, and they did the same thing with the first kind of lead cop. The other one that evaded the wires or whatever.
Oh yeah.
The first where Maul out at the end of like the interlude, and he like swipes down, like that was pretty violent, but you don't see it, but you know that guy got taken out. And like as they're like running through the actual cop station in the second episode, or was that the second episode? Yeah. And the people that are taking it down, I mean, maybe it's like mostly droids, but there are like people in that station as well. So they're getting mauled down. No pun intended.
Sure, but you never see it.
But you don't actually see the true death. So that's probably their way of like saying, okay, well, we can still kind of show this to kids.
Kind of a roundabout way of still showing
it. But it's more like adult level themes.
I mean, I'm curious if it actually has a rating of like PG, PG-13.
That's a great question.
It's got to be PG-13 at least.
I mean, it's dark. It is. Yeah. I mean, because I don't think it necessarily is violence or gore that causes something to be PG-13. It's just like if the theme is violence to a certain level.
Oh, yeah.
And there's a lot of death in these first two episodes and some vicious deaths.
And the one guy I thought would die didn't die.
Right. Oh, the Jedi
The
Master guy.
the old master guy that looks the wannabe Yoda.
I
But he's
look
like
at him as like they reversed like the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Like he looks like Splinter, but like a turtle. You know, right?
I mean, that's a good reference. He looks like a turtle
He looks
version
like
of a Splinter.
of a Master Splinter.
Yeah, but shorter, of course.
But yeah,
Like,
yeah. So that was just my interpretation.
if Splinter was a turtle instead
Turtle.
of a rat,
Yeah.
that's what this guy looks kind of. Yeah.
And I want to applaud him so greatly, and we'll get to it when we get to that part. Something that he did, that I almost think could have been like a jab towards the acolyte. But
Oh, I'm excited to hear this.
but I'll wait till we get to that portion. Excuse me. So yeah, they're successful in obtaining the credits. They get the droid.
That whole chase scene,
Yeah,
though, when the one police officer that
evaded the
evaded, there
wires.
was like somewhere of that chase scene, and then there's another chase scene later in the episode. Later in the episode, they totally, if you caught the soundtrack.
Oh, well, I heard Duel of Fates at one point when they brought in Maul.
But Attack of the Clones, that chase scene in Coruscant.
Oh, okay, yeah. Is it the same
that
one?
that really high paced?
Yeah,
when like Obi-Wan and Anakin
yep.
Anakin like out of control, and and then he like jumps out, like, but that whole like chase sequence against that assassin.
Yeah.
That whole music is somewhat sprinkled in. You can, if you go back and listen, you're like, God, that kind of, it's a little different.
Yeah.
But it's similar with like the kind of like dunk dunk, like I don't know the instruments, but
sure.
you can kind of hear, and you're like, God, that sounds like the chase scene from Attack of the Clones, because it's in that scene, and also like later on, maybe it's episode 2 in the prison break. I don't know. So, anyways, that was one like kind of Easter egg. I was like, oh, that's pretty cool. So
see, I love when nostalgia is done in that way,
Oh,
where it's not like in front of your face, like, oh, this is Star Wars, like, where it's more subtle stuff, where like, especially when it's in the soundtrack, because it will give you that feeling of Star Wars without you like, you're like, oh, this feels familiar, but you're not really quite sure what it is. But it's, the soundtrack usually plays a big role in that. So Duel of Fates, the chase scene from Attack of the Clones, like, if you're able to do that, oh, it's so great. And so they obtain these things, and essentially Maul is putting these two syndicates against each other. He's seeking revenge against these leaders. Well, yeah, all of them, but these, because they all like turn their back on him, right? They
when he was right, if I'm reading the backstory, he got captured and they never came to his rescue or anything.
Right, they kind of sold him out, from my understanding.
Yeah, sold him out. Yeah.
So Maul is seeking revenge. I mean, that, I feel like that's Maul's whole shtick is revenge. He wants revenge against Obi-Wan Kenobi. He wants revenge against these guys. So like, right up his alley, and he makes it seem like, what was that one guy, Verlo, the short frog looking guy on the big mech warrior thing. He made it seem like he was the cause, because he knew this other leader felt that this guy, as you alluded to, was trying to encroach in on his territory. So he's pitting on these two, so that they start fighting one another. And he was successful in that, but I think he wanted both of them to end up dead.
Oh yeah,
and one actually got away.
Are we getting to that point? Because he didn't get to the good part.
What was the good part?
So they get away, and they're gonna offload, what they captured from like the credits and the droid.
Yeah.
And Maul's ship shows up.
Yep. Oh yeah.
And that ship looks badass, and how the wings like flap up. It looks familiar to Andor, the Skarsgård's character. His ship.
Sure.
Would kind of like the wings would flap and then go forward or whatever when it would fly or land.
Well, that's the Mandalorian ship, because if you remember.
Oh, that's what I'm thinking more of. Yeah.
It's their like fighter. I forget the actual fighter name, or fighter ship name, but yeah, it's the ones that the Mandalorians use.
So, they get kind of like, they're landed, but that one police officer that didn't hit the ropes and still chasing him. He got blasted, but it looks like he's gonna crash from the one mecha, menacing droid. I see it. I see in the credits. I see a name Icarus, so I'm just gonna call it Icarus. I don't know. I didn't hear anyone else named Icarus. I'm guessing the droid's name is Icarus. It makes sense. It flies and everything.
Sure.
So, anyways, this that cop crashes, but he called in reinforcements,
Yep.
and all these other cops show up, and they're like, they're like blasting each other, and then they're like, at one point they said drop your weapons, and that's when
Yours truly.
Rook Cass gets up out of like her hiding. She's like, "You heard him, might as well." And then they like, everyone just kind of holsters. You see her holster her guns,
mm-hmm.
and then out of nowhere, because the ramp's already down from Maul's ship, he comes walking down, and you see this cloak, and all of a sudden it pans over, and he's like right behind the cops.
Yeah.
And then he just all of a sudden you get, and then because that's where I'm talking about the animation of the smoke too.
Yep.
Because his like blaster thing, it looks like it's like shit maybe hovering because it's like flame. It's not like, I don't know how to describe like his engine exhaust, but it just makes the appearance just more kick ass. And then they play Duel of Fates,
and you're like,
because all of a sudden his lightsaber just. All of a sudden they start shooting, and he's just deflecting all of them, and then you just get that more of that Duel of the Fates song, and all the blasters are, and the one police officer, like,
yeah, I see. You look to the left.
All the like the stuff next to him is just getting blasted. And all of a sudden,
he's like, shit, I'm next.
Yeah, and he pretty much like, most of the blaster fire probably deflected and killed most of them. And then whatever's left, Maul just sliced open, and then they got away. that part. I was like, oh, that entrance.
And that was like the first 5 minutes of the show.
Yeah, that's what I was. This started. I was like, is this gonna be like this the whole way? I was like,
and you're like, all right, I'm on board. We're in this for the real thing here.
Like, we're not fucking around here.
No, we're going hardcore right away. So yeah, and then we get to the kind of the crime syndicate where they're like, okay, who did this? Who did this? Who did this? And kind of got them to attack one another, and
it was Maul's trap, because they had the bank droid.
Yep.
And you're like, you have one more purpose, and it looks like what he pretty much does is he like tweaks them to like say something.
Yep.
And
the guy's name.
He keeps repeating the other syndicate leader's name.
Yep.
And but he like somehow he gets, because they're like having like a mutual meeting to find out who did what.
Yeah.
As the other one wants to accuse the other, and he goes like, "Why would I want to mess with you?"
Yeah.
And he's like, "Well, you've always been wanting my territory." And then they're like, "Oh, it could be this person or that." And then because they're being served food as they're having this meeting.
Yeah. And
then someone brings out like a bigger platter in the middle of the table and lifts it up, and it's the droid's head repeating the other guy's name. And he goes, "I knew it was you." And then they also start fighting each other. Pretty much both sides just pretty much kill each other.
Hey, you did see that guy get killed. He got like 4 bullet or blaster holes in him, and he's not a droid.
But he's not technically human.
I know he's not.
I don't know. Where do you draw the line? I guess good. That's a good point. I don't know.
And you could
definitely PG-13 then.
Yeah, I would put this show at PG-13. I think that's a fair. I mean, it probably won't be, because isn't Revenge of the Sith the only PG-13 Star Wars movie? At least of the first 6?
I think so. I mean, you got Phantom Menace. If that was PG,
yeah,
Qui-Gon Jinn gets it from Maul right through the chest. So.
Yeah. But
I mean, that's different, getting one through the chest versus like decapitating someone.
Yeah, for sure.
Which I guess Attack of the Clones, the decapitated Jango. And was it still PG?
Well, and
I don't know.
I guess if you slow that scene down, you can also see like the head like come out of the helmet.
You could see you can see the burned, severed, like,
because like
because of how it rolls, you could see the bottom part of like like this, the upside of the neck, and it's all like red.
But it comes out because, and from what I've seen, if you slow it down, you see like a little shadow of a head roll out of it, because when Boba goes and he puts it on, so there's no head.
No, he just takes it and he puts.
Oh, you're right. He did
forehead to forehead.
You're right.
That's what. But to me, that makes sense if it fell out, because at one point I was like, "Is this head that stuck in it?" Just like the way he was holding it, I was like, "Wouldn't it just plop out?"
Yeah, I believe if you slow it down, there's a little snippet of, you can see it like coming out.
Okay, when you say that, that kind of okay. I do remember someone saying that in the past, so probably if you slow it down enough.
Um, all that to say is there are some violent elements that we do see. It's not just all left to the imagination, because this guy gets just totally. I mean, I think it was like 4 blaster bolts through the chest or whatnot. Because he first like attacked the guy from the back, then he
Well,
shoots him. He's like never attack from the back or something like that.
Yeah, you're quite the man to shoot one in the back or something
Right.
like that.
Yeah.
But that shocked the hell out of me because when he shot him, to me, I thought that like, yeah, he's in a droid. To me, I thought it was like kind of like a Grievous thing.
Yeah. I was
where
thinking that
like,
first.
I was like, so you got a head and maybe some organs, but so when he shot him in the chest, I was like, oh, okay, he's dead. And then he's just this little guy just in the background and just blasts him.
It's more like a mech warrior type machine thing that he's driving around.
And even with the
just like using it to like cut his food too. It's like,
oh yeah, and he's got the tiniest little fork.
Yeah. So we go from that. Is that then when we go? We see the girl and the her master with like trying to get the food, and he's hungry. Is that where we go to next?
I think that might have been right before the meeting occurred.
Okay.
Because the one crime syndicate guy said like set up a meeting, and then it cut to them.
Okay.
And they're starving.
I think that's an important scene.
Oh yeah, I didn't know if that was maybe a scene we wanted to get to. That's going to make fun of the acolytes or not, but
no, it's a different one. It's just with the master guy. But I
want to describe the scene, but I thought that was really kind of powerful of like an indication of who she's eventually going to be.
Yeah, because they're just kind of standing in like one of the streets. They're looking around, and the master kind of focuses on the food that's in like this market, and she kind of notices him looking at it, and she's like, "You're hungry, aren't you?" And he's like, "Yes, but like stealing isn't, the way to go about things. It's not the proper way." And she keeps on insisting, like, "But you're hungry."
And she's like, "They won't notice.
They won't notice." Yeah, like one little fruit thing or whatnot, and he still is resistant. Like, no, like we're not going to stoop to that level. We can rely on the generosity of others. And the first person he goes to like ask, like, denies him. So then
he pretty much just like in his own language, just like, fuck off.
So she kind of takes matters into her own hands, literally, and ends up trying to steal some, and then ends up dropping a few and gets noticed.
Of all people, she not paid to me. I was like, oh, okay, come on. Yeah. But if all people she's not paying attention to, she runs into a police droid.
Right, like, come on.
What are the odds?
But like, I think this scene was important because I'm just even more confident that this Padawan or this young Jedi is going to be Darth Talon, because she is just like, obviously she's not following the ways of what the master is saying. She's more focused on the attachment she has in the master. Like, this is more important versus our way. In other words, resisting kind of the Jedi way. Maybe not intentionally, but like, she's like, our lives are more important than, our stance on stealing. So you were going to say something?
Yeah. There's another piece we missed a little bit earlier, is when they get back, they fool around with that droid that they're going to use as a trap later, or to influence. There was a scene where Rook Cast goes over and Maul's like meditating.
Oh yeah.
You remember that scene?
Yep.
And he's like kind of like visioning, and she goes, "You had another vision, didn't you?" And he goes, "Yeah." And then he's like going about how he's like, this venture that they're on, his mission of vengeance, he's like, serves another purpose. And he's talking about
her.
In a way, he's pretty much like, in a way, I think in the trailer, you thought maybe he was referencing Obi-Wan.
Right.
It's like, there's like this something about this one person that I've been sent here for, or like something like that. And you're like, okay, it's definitely not Obi-Wan, it's her.
Yeah.
and I don't know if he even referenced the whole idea of like at that moment yet or later on that like something about it like this person is destined to be my apprentice.
Yeah, and the term apprentice did get thrown out, not at that scene, but later on. I think after maybe it was episode 2 after they had encountered her.
Okay.
But I feel like I vividly remember the term apprentice being thrown out there, and maybe she was like, maybe it was the girl that was saying you're just trying to take me on as apprentice, and
No, I don't think she said that.
someone said apprentice.
Maul did. I'm pretty sure.
Okay, well maybe it was. Like I said, I just remember the term apprentice being thrown out there. I can't vividly remember the scene.
Because he in a way talks about the crime syndicate is something he wants to take down for like revenge.
Yeah,
but there's one ultimate revenge he wants. Well, outside of Obi-Wan, he
Sidious
said
and the Empire.
he said he's like, I want revenge on everyone who has betrayed me.
Yeah.
Well, Obi-Wan didn't betray you; he was just an enemy. But
well, true.
He was. Yeah, you want your vengeance on him, sure, but betray you? He didn't. He wasn't never on your side.
Right.
Versus like the syndicate was and betrayed him. But most of all, he hates is the Sith and Sidious pretty much abandoning him.
Yeah. And that's where I thought the term got thrown out, and then he responded that they have a common enemy or something like that, alluding to the Empire. The Empire was their common enemy.
Mm-hmm.
And then again, primarily Sidious. So yeah.
He makes it kind of in a roundabout way. I don't know if he said it directly, but in a roundabout way, says like, "Well, I can't defeat him by myself. If I had an apprentice,
right,
we have a chance."
He knows that Sidious is powerful, and I mean, we've seen him in in Clone Wars. Him and his brother try to take him down, and Sidious was.
Oh, that's right. So they
very easily took both of them out. So.
Already confronted him, so he knows what he's up against.
Yep, and he killed his brother in that scene. So. In his eyes, he's like, I need someone even more powerful than my brother to take Sidious down.
So anyways, back to
so I think that whole market scene is just kind of giving you
a foreshadow.
Glimpses of like the dark side or whatnot creeping into her revenge or whatnot. Just kind of paving the path to her going to ally with Maul and eventually becoming his apprentice.
Because they're going to take her in, and she almost like looks at her master like, "We can get out of this." Like,
right.
And he goes, "Patience."
Yep.
And that's the whole thing of trying to enlighten her of the light side of containing that.
Just like, comply to what they're asking and just go along with it. You'll be released within a day, and you'll be back with me or whatnot.
Because I'm pretty sure I think he's fearful of like, let's not make a scene.
Right.
Otherwise, the Inquisitors are going to show up and look for us.
Exactly.
Because I mean, they were saying, I think when I was watching some like videos of like kind of recap. I mean, this is literally like right after Order 66.
Yeah, not too far after.
Not very long after Order 66 just occurred. So in the Rise of the Empire. So the Rise of the Empire is like it's just the beginning of the Empire.
Yep.
So.
Yep.
So it's like they're it's like. We got to stay hidden. I mean, I think that was Obi-Wan's, hidden code that he sent back out when they were at the Jedi library.
Yep. Because that
reverse, like stay away, stay hidden, stay away from Coruscant. So.
Yep, and like what you said, the Empire's not on this planet right now, so any kind of Jedi kind of action would bring in the attention of the Empire. And before I forget, and we can talk to it when we get to that point, but it makes more sense now why he succumbed to using the Force in episode 2, because Maul had already made his presence, which he probably knows, like, Maul's a Force wielder. He probably knows who Maul is. And it's like that alone is going to bring in the attention of the Empire. So I might as well use the Force to save, the people.
Well, he wanted to save his Padawan. I think that's
not just his Padawan, but the people.
Well, he did that because that was a trick from Maul. That's always a Jedi thing, is save the innocent.
Yep. But
it's like the same move Dooku did when Obi-Wan and Anakin are laying disabled.
Right.
And he's like, well, Yoda could have said, yeah, let them die. I could take you out.
Yeah,
No,
sacrifice these people so he could get away.
It's all about it's the Jedi way of saving people,
Right.
not purposely trying to take a life.
Right. But
So
what I think though too is what I was trying to say is Maul's presence there alone is already going to bring in the Empire's attention, because I'm sure the Master knows who Maul is and that the Empire wants Maul. So like, why not use the Force? Because whatever,
Maul's already made a scene. So
there's a scene's already made. I might as well use the Force to save these people. I don't need to be hidden anymore because the spotlight's already on us.
yeah.
So, not to say that he still wouldn't do it. He probably still would have done it to save it, but there's less of a risk because the scene's already been exposed.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, so I think that scene, the whole theft thing, again, was just foreshadowing the fall that this young Jedi Twi'lek will eventually incur to be an apprentice to Maul. And then we have the whole, she gets brought to the station and she's that kind of like resisting teen, like not listening to the cops.
Because Lawson,
can you show me your identification? And
because the droids are being very stubborn about it, and Lawson was in the background. He's like, "Hey, take it easy. She's just a kid."
She's just a kid.
And then he's like, "Just bring her to my desk, and I'll process, or like do the due diligence." And then he's like, kept telling her like, "What? Just give me some identification, give me something, and I can probably let you go." And she would just be like a little stubborn brat, wouldn't say anything. But I'm sure, I don't know if that has anything to do with like, stay hidden, keep secret, don't reveal anything, because maybe could be something that goes through the system, and all of a sudden like, oh, red alert, send the Inquisitors.
Right. But you would think she would have like some sort of alias that she could have used.
Yeah, true.
I mean, Ahsoka had an alias.
That's on Turtle Splinter telling her like, "Hey, we should do this. Let's be smart about this. Have a new alias and this and that."
Yeah. Well, and I think that was close to the scene, the whole coffee scene, right? That was close to that one, wasn't it?
No, that's in the second episode when the
second one
when they break into the prison or break into the police or whatever station.
So then it was at this point that,
because I think that might have happened earlier, because then they go on that chase, because, or was it because after that that meeting goes down and didn't go well, that one Inquisitor escapes off. You know what I'm talking about?
The Inquisitor?
Or not Inquisitor, one of the Syndicate bosses that's in that droid.
Yeah.
He gets off and he flies off, but then was it part of Maul? Yeah, I think it was part of Maul's group. We're like hidden in an alleyway, and then they go after him.
Yep.
Like, not to let him.
Yep. And then they get into that tunnel type of thing, and
they get into that.
The cops come to the aid of the crime syndicate leader
guy.
Because I think what preceded that though was the exchange where the young Jedi girl gets brought in, and then in that same scene, the attention of what happened at the crime syndicate meeting was brought to the cop. So then he was like, "Okay, forget it.
Just
process her.
Like,
let's go take care of this." Yep.
Yeah.
And then that leads to that chase scene.
That whole chase scene, and then when the cops show up, and then like it was just Boots and Two Boots and
the
Lawson.
main guy. Yeah.
They get out of the cop car because they was like, surrender, hands up, whatever. And then the guy with the Gatling gun is just going out, just blowing away at their cop car. And then he like pokes his head up, and he sees Darth Maul come out and just like stares at him.
Yeah.
And he goes, "Oh," just he had the look of fear on him. He's like, "Oh fuck!" He like ducks back down. But then when he sees the reinforcement comes back, he's like, "Okay, I think we're good to go." So he looks at Two Boots, and then they're about to jump up, but then they're just gone.
Yep, because that cop guy remembers what lightsabers are, because he was the one that made the comment, "I haven't seen a laser sword since the Clone Wars."
Yeah.
So like when he sees Maul, and he's like, "Oh shit, I know what this means." So that's why he was like, "I don't want anything to do with this," and he hides, and then the reinforcements show up.
And then they're just gone. So
yeah.
But then they have the crime syndicate boss, and they take him in.
Yep.
And then they're like, you killed this other guy. So he's like, I could put you away for a long time.
Yep.
Unless you give me something. And then that's when he like whispers, "Well, have you heard about the what do you say like
the shadow something,
the Shadow League or something something like
something.
that?" He goes, "I don't know what that is."
Yeah,
But then when he says that, you hear like the Darth Maul like, "Whoa, wow, wow."
yeah.
And it was like in the background. You're like,
So
"Oh
cool.
shit."
So cool. Like it's the subtleties, it's the little things that can
Yeah.
make a big impact. And
So
yeah,
then
they put him in the cell that's across from the Twilight Girl.
Mm-hmm.
And is that where that's where it cuts out? I think that's where that episode cuts out, right?
I think so. No, this whole time I probably could have had it in the background on mute.
Because I feel
help us guide us through.
Because I feel like the last scene we get is the.
I thought there was something more drastic. And you're like, oh shit.
The last view was her face through the window of the cell, and then the next episode kind of picks up, where Maul and his gang are trying to come retrieve the Syndicate Lord, right?
You're
trying to fast forward to it, aren't you?
Yep.
I love the idea that we can have this on in the background. I wish Disney would just allow us to play it so we could have it on the screen.
Don't you just have to find a way to do? Because I've seen people do like party watches, but you have to like have permission, I guess, somehow.
Well, like
YouTube,
if you try to screen grab it, I don't know how. There must be some kind of software that Disney has that automatically like blacks everything out, so you don't see anything. But I mean, I could find a way to get it, but I'm not going to because I don't want like a copyright strike or anything. But yeah, I feel like the end of the episode takes place.
Oh, okay. There was so much that happened in this episode. The jailbreak does happen in this episode.
Oh, so that is this episode.
I mean, I guess this one was maybe like 8 minutes longer than the last one.
Yeah, the first one was longer.
So then they put the Syndicate guy in the prison.
Yep.
And then because that was the chilling thing at the very end. So anyways, so let's talk about then the whole prison break.
Oh, so we can talk about that. Okay.
Yeah, because that's the first episode. Because they're doing, they were like, oh, so they put that Syndicate boss, and then the Lawson, the captain, he's like, we're on lockdown and high alert or whatever.
Yep.
And then that's when Maul was like, we have to go in, and that's when, I keep forgetting her name. We're cast. Was like, this is a dangerous mission to break into a police place and try to break anyone out. And Maul's like, at any cost, this guy needs to die to get my revenge.
Yep.
So they all go in with the Mandos, and they kind of have their own secret way, because that's when I said that one droid of Maul, which is funny. The like right before they were about to start that, he was telling Recast like the plan, and that droid came up to him and he started petting it.
That's right.
Do you remember that?
That's right. Yes.
I was like, okay.
Can he feel that? Can he feel that pet?
Yeah, I was like, okay, that's a little like, humor in there.
Yeah.
Like,
yep.
But it was, I mean, it was settled and everything. It was just like, did he really just pet his droid? So that's when the droid gets out, like outside the building, like accesses the panel and starts messing with all the security systems, and that's how they were able to break in on one of the levels. So yeah, and I think that's where we end up getting. Yeah, that's where we get our first hallway scene.
Yes.
Because then there's like all the droids.
That's the throat scene, right? Where he ends up jabbing the throat.
The droid in the throat and like slices his head off or something like that, or whatever, or maybe I don't know how he did it, but I feel like there was another moment that was important. I know the main cop and Two Boots get separated. Yeah, because they the menacing droid somehow shuts the door right in between, but then that's when the Two Boots like hacks the system and locks him out, and that's when then the menacing droid's like and he smashes the panel that he was trying to like manipulate everything through.
Yeah. Is this? Oh, I think I remember what I'm thinking of. So there was the scene where Maul confronts the cop guy. Is that in this episode or is that in the second episode? And he knocks him out.
This episode. because
So he takes out all the droids, but he doesn't kill him. This was the only thing that I was like, Maul, like you're not going to kill it.
No, there's got to be some backstory because Maul was looking at some video footage, and there was a moment where he saw the detective or captain or whatever his Lawson, and he zooms in on him, I don't know if he. There's got to be some sort of backstory that either he knows him or through his meditation, this guy's gonna have some purpose.
Right, because he didn't kill him. Why. He had an easy opportunity to take him out, and he just kind of knocks him out with the saber hilt and not slice him.
Yeah, because he had a moment and then he sat in some
Oh, it's right. I just turned it on and it just happened here.
Where he knocked him out.
Yeah, where he knocked him out. I guess he did give him a look too.
Yeah.
So there's
some reason because, like I said, there's a scene where
you can kind of see it. Right.
It's reflection. Oh, now we're gonna be banned.
Yeah. Disney, don't look.
Because there's a scene he saw a video of him and he had a look on his face, and then there's that scene where I said when they first got there and Maul came out, and that's when he poked over the cop car and saw Maul and they made eye contact. Maul even had a look on his face like he could have Maul could have just ran over there and took him out.
Yeah.
But he pretty much no, let's get out of here. So there's got to be some more purpose to Lawson. He seems like to be a vital character in this show, or at least for this season. So
I will also say I was getting horror film vibes in this prison, because you get that little you get the cop that he pans and all you see is just the back half of Maul on his leg walk out of sight because he's walking down the hallway. Do you know what I'm talking about? You've got a corridor view. You got at the end is just a hallway, but you just see him Maul right before he walks out of view. And it was almost like you've seen the movie Signs, right?
Yeah.
Where the alien pops out and you only briefly see him. I was kind of getting that vibes with it. It was kind of creepy, kind of walking through this prison cell with it on lockdown and everything, and knowing there's someone as vicious as Maul lurking around. So I thought the creepiness was pretty cool. But yeah, so this
it definitely had a horror, because on top of that, then you had the kind of this power outage, and you had this kind of emergency backup
red light.
Yeah, have to be red.
Yeah,
that's always inviting.
Yep. But so the episode then ends with Maul and the two Zabroks. They get to the crime syndicate.
And I love when he you betrayed me and all this, and he's got the lightsaber and he's just slowly
he's just toying with him.
Just toying with him until I think he was going to kill him until he
he hit a nerve of some
he's
information.
That's not a bad idea. I can use you to get to
the Pikes, right?
The other the Pikes, yeah.
Yep. Because the Pikes are smuggling in spice to maybe to Maul's territory or something like that. So yeah, he wants information of Pike shipments of spice to get after them a little bit. So he's like, okay, well, we'll save this guy. So then they bring him out, and then the Zabroks walk away with him, and you just see Maul standing there, and you're like, he senses the Jedi there, and sure enough,
I love the scene where she's looking through the prison window.
Yeah,
he's just looking down the hallway as they take the guy out. And then he just slowly turns and looks at her. I was like, "Oh God, goosebumps!" I was like,
chills.
Oh. I was like, "That just makes me that's another another horror thing."
Yeah.
Where to me, it's I don't know. I think I've seen that. I've seen this element in a movie before, where it's you're just don't look. I hope he doesn't see me. He doesn't see me, and then they just slowly turn and look at you. And you're like, "Oh fuck, he sees me."
He's gonna sense you, girl. You know it.
Yeah.
He's gonna sense you.
And then how he just slowly walks up to the window and just stares at her for a second before before he opens the door. And awesome thing is that when he then walks in, you see the shadow lurking over her.
Yeah.
And she goes, Maul. That was the first time anyone called him Maul in
Yep.
the whole episode. Everyone
Yep.
called him, Master, or I don't. He always had like another designation. Everyone called him
Right. Well, and
boss man or whatever.
there's a lot of symbolism in this and a lot of foreshadowing. And we talked about this in the trailer, like with the red light and everything. She even looks red, and just his shadow just kind of like taking over her. It's just indicating like he's got her. She's going to be the apprentice, Darth Talon. I hope they use that name. I hope they use the same. I don't know why.
I mean, how we talked about how he doesn't go by Darth Maul anymore.
Mm-hmm.
He's just Maul. Is he still going to call her Darth Talon?
I mean, it's a valid question.
Or just call her Talon? Or is this like a whole, like, she technically is a ripoff of Darth Talon, but she's going to have this other name that they gave her?
Maybe just Talon.
Because, like, I think what's her name? Devon Ezra.
That's the Jedi girl's name?
Yeah, Devon is what they, or at least the Master kept calling her Devon, or something like that.
I'm curious. I'm just curious if there's any like indication of the spelling. Devon?
Yeah, Devon.
I'll just search Maul Shadow Lord Jedi girl. Yeah. Devon Izara. Okay. Probably no indication there. No, but that's a good valid point, because he doesn't. I mean, he looks at the Sith as like traitors, or at least Sidious as a traitor. So maybe like if he can if he overthrows him, then he can be like the leader of the Sith. I don't know, but that's a good point. So maybe it won't.
Which he never does.
Right. Yeah,
that we know for a fact. We know that for a fact. He takes on Obi-Wan on Tatooine, and Obi-Wan was still alive when the New Hope happened.
Yep. And Obi-Wan took him out, so he obviously isn't around at the time of Darth Sidious's death.
I mean, they might still try to take him on, maybe in the show,
right?
But I doubt. Yeah, there's no way he overtakes him, and then we can take back the Darth name,
right? Unless at some point in the show he thinks like he truly can become the Sith without Sidious, and in a way of, because I mean, even in the rule of two, it's just kind of understood that the apprentice will eventually take out the master and then continue on in the Sith legacy. So maybe he potentially, I doubt it, but maybe he potentially looks at it as a scenario of overthrowing his former master and bringing in his own apprentice to be the new two Dark Lords. So
yeah, potentially,
but not likely. Okay. I'll say that, not likely.
Hey, we'll leave it up to Dave Filoni. He'll figure it out. It'll be awesome.
I have faith in him. So then we lead into chapter 2, which is called Sinister Schemes. And this kind of starts out with the end of the prison break, right?
Yep. This is the part I was talking about. They're going up the ladder.
Yeah, and the Gatling, and he's carrying it.
The smaller guy's the one with the Gatling gun, like shooting up.
Yeah.
I guess, like I said, appearances could be deceiving. Maybe his, their species are pretty strong.
Yeah.
Because weren't they all the men are supposed to be warriors?
Yeah. Yeah, because from Dathomir, the Zabroks are all the brothers, and then the Night Sisters are the female side of Dathomir. So you got the Night Witches, and then you've got the Zabrok kind of like warrior brothers. Mm-hmm. So in this chapter 2, we finish the prison break, and then they end up out in the city, right? They're kind of on the streets.
Now they're another, you can call it car chase.
Yeah.
I like their big heavy loader ship has Mandos in it.
Yeah.
And they're being chased by already police officers that were already on, in pursuit.
Yeah.
and they're like, "Oh, we need to take him out." uh, 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 Rook cast. God, I'm getting bad with these names.
Just call her Rook. Just call her Rook.
I know, but so Rook orders one of the Mandalorians, and he goes. They're like, I think I was watching some review of it, and someone's like, "Oh yeah, got to leave it up to Mandos. They're always prepared." He goes into this locker, pulls out a bazooka.
Yeah.
They open the door, just blow this cop car to pieces. So, oh, by the way, so I did somehow I did. It was called my. It did give me the rating. It said PG, extreme PG hyphen extreme violence.
Oh, so it's like flirting with it.
Yeah,
they're like, we're gonna put it PG, but we got to.
We're just gonna put a disclaimer.
A little disclaimer. There's a lot of violence.
We told you though. We warned you.
Yeah, that's interesting. So it's borderline. It's probably as close as they can possibly get to before having to do the PG-13.
Yeah.
So yeah, the bazooka takes out that cop car, and then this leads to the scene where the Master Splinter guy gets involved, and Maul takes out the bridge, right?
Yeah, because the front ship pretty much makes the heavy loader or ship or car makes the other one like kind of crash into it, and then when Maul comes out and like looks at him and like gonna confront him.
Yeah.
But he's like, "Oh shit, you're a Jedi." But he's like, Maul just had the look. He's like, "I don't got time for this."
Yeah.
And that's when like the Splinter guy was gonna like want to take him on.
Yeah.
Potentially with his pipe.
Dude, I was hoping. Yeah, it was like some sewer pipe thing. Like I want to see how this lightsaber looks.
But I was like, is it like, do they even have lightsabers, or did they toss them just to like, hide their identity?
Well, they have lightsabers because we've seen in the trailer them dueling. Both the Master guy and the young Jedi are fighting Maul at one point, right? In the trailer?
I don't recall that.
I thought I remember seeing that. Well, we'll find out. We'll find out
at some point in the show. Yeah. I mean, because I thought, like I said, I thought he'd be dead by now.
Right. Well, and then I said, like, I think he'll last beyond the first episode. I don't think he'll make it through the whole season, maybe, but he'll make it a little bit. Something's got to trigger her, and it's probably going to be the Empire or the Inquisitors taking out the Master. So Maul's going to play a part in that to flip her to be like, all right, I'm going to join Maul, and we're going to take out these Inquisitors and take out the Empire. That's my guess. Is the Empire is going to take out the Master, not Maul.
I heard there was something on the lines of gonna side with Maul just because her master died, not necessarily joining the dark side, but it keeps pushing her to go that side,
right?
Which it makes sense. Like my enemy and my enemy is my friend.
Yeah. Yep.
So if she's against the Empire, then
and it makes sense. Maul's a smart guy, and it makes sense of why he doesn't engage with the Master and instead like do the bridge like as a distraction, because how likely do you think that Jedi girl is going to join you if you're the one that takes out her Master? Probably not likely. So,
that's a good point. Maybe he thought of that, like you said. I like in the interview with Sam Witwer.
Yeah.
He had an interview. And he's like, "Dude, you guys don't realize Darth Maul is super smart.
Oh, he is.
He's very methodical of his planning and what his end game or end goal is."
Yeah. And I think that's why he doesn't engage the Master. It's because he knows, like, if I want to take this girl on as a friend, I need her. I can't kill you, or like she's never going to join me. So we'll have the Empire take you out. But sorry, excuse me. So the distraction is he pulls down the bridge. He uses the Force to break it down, and the people are almost like falling off. And then the Master takes the bait and uses the Force to like hold up the bridge as all the cop cars are flying in.
And it's the same kind of mentality as the police have, like let them go, like
save the people,
and they all fly their hover cars up there to like help the people that are like practically falling off, and try to catch them all, and they do, and they save everyone. But by the time that's done, because even Lawson like kind of goes up there while like the Splinter guy is like, "Ugh."
Yeah.
And it's Lawson's just like, "You okay, dude?" He has no idea what he's doing. He's just like not realize he has probably no idea of the Force.
Yeah.
He said, like, I don't even know what a saber sword until haven't seen one since the Clone Wars.
Yeah.
Which is the same way. It's like, well, that can't be that many years ago, but okay,
Yeah, it's not that long ago.
Yeah, but
You're
I
saying
guess
it like it's 100 years or like 50 years ago, but it was last week.
Yeah.
I'm just kidding.
But someone in one of the reviews I was saying or watching, they were talking about like, yeah, but maybe in his little town or whatever of this place that he polices, they probably have never seen a Jedi.
Well,
I mean, look at they talk about
it's all
and then
word of mouth.
Yeah, I mean, but they reference that scene in New Hope when they're on the Millennium Falcon, and even Han Solo, he's like, I've been all over the galaxy and I've seen a lot of weird things, but there is no such thing as the all-powerful Force.
Yeah.
So I mean, there you are. So it's like maybe there's a reference of like how big the galaxy is, and they say like, yeah, there's only like, let's say there's like a 10,000 or 100,000 like legit Jedis in a galaxy that big. I mean, if they're scattered all over the place, I mean, your best odds is finding them on Coruscant at the temple.
Right.
But otherwise, the odds of running into one, if you're on some rink-a-dink planet that, the Empire doesn't even care about because they don't even have a presence at this place.
Right.
So.
Well,
but it was just funny how, he looks like he's having.
Yeah.
What
are you having some kind of like seizure or something?
Yeah. And just like Lawson just looks over.
But like, then it connects.
Little guy?
It did connect because as soon as like he then the bridge kind of collapsed and he kind of gave a look like.
Yeah, because then all of a sudden Lawson looks up at the bridge like,
were you doing that?
And then he looks back and he's just gone.
Yeah, it's like, did he do that? Did he?
So he is Splinter. He's got ninja skills.
Yeah,
ninjas. Fantastic.
I feel like they used Splinter as like, I don't know, a mold or like an idea, a concept of how they wanted this guy, but they're like, we can't make him a rat, so let's make him a turtle. Turtle looking dude. But this is the scene that I was referencing that I think in a way maybe was like kind of a backhand to the Acolyte, because the whole scene in the Acolyte where I'm spacing on the main Jedi guy, where he encounters May and her twin sister. They're on the bridge that's like collapsing or whatever, and he uses the Force to like hold up the girl, and he's like, oh, I can only save one, so he saves May, I think it is. But all the critics are like, why didn't he use the Force to hold up the bridge and then have the girls like walk off the bridge themselves? So here you've got him actually using the Force to like hold up the bridge so that everyone can, or the police can come and rescue all the people. Like,
and even people that can get back on the bridge were like dispersing.
Yeah, dispersing. So it's like, hold up the bridge like that. The more intelligent thing would be like hold up the bridge and allow them to save themselves versus just trying to grab one or the other. So I don't know. That was just something I was thinking, and it's maybe it's just coincidence that it's a bridge scene and the Acolyte was not that long ago that it just stood out to me. But I couldn't not think of the Acolyte when that was transpiring. But
I didn't think of that. That to me, Acolyte's been kind of erased in my head. Just that show, man.
I hope they can. I would hope we could get to a point where they could just be like, this is no longer canon. I feel like there's a potential for that, but I don't know if they would actually go to that level. But Disney has also been known to take things off their platform. I mean, they took off the Willow show completely off their platform.
Have you heard what they're? I saw like a video on TikTok. They're talking about how like some companies do this, but Disney is very notorious for doing this. Is like they're pretty much like take it off their network. They pretty much just like saying like we're disowning this. We're pretending we never made it, and we're taking it off like all our platforms. We're not making any physical copies of it anymore.
Yeah.
So it's almost like trying to erase it from history.
That's like the Willow show.
That's what they in this TikTok they referenced that show.
Yeah.
And a few others, like movies and stuff. And then what Disney does is like they just file like a tax write-off.
Okay.
And they said this last year they had $1.5 billion tax write-off
Oh, really?
for like 20 some things of content,
They
movies or
removed?
shows, where there's like I think I tried to look at the list and I was like, well, it makes sense. I've never heard of this.
Right.
But it was like it costed so much more money than what it produced, so they're just like, we'll just make it a tax write-off. It's like Jesus, like
Well, and the
and some of
Acolyte,
those, like you said, Willow, and like some of that stuff, I was like, that's good. How did you're gonna just? I don't know.
well, the
So
Willow movie's still up there, but they took off the Willow show. Did you ever watch the show?
no, I think just the movie.
The Willow movie was good. The show was awful. Like garbage. Um and they completely removed it from the platform. So
Well, it could happen to acolytes. You
I,
never
I
know.
couldn't even finish that show. It was not that good.
It's just
That
that
bad.
horrendous.
Well, and it was just around the same time as all these like poor Disney shows that were being produced. So it didn't really surprise me all that much, but anyways, where we were last on the on Maul.
So Maul and his crew they get away.
Okay. And then
Splinter guy disappears. Lawson's like, what the hell?
they have the girl with them, right?
Yep. They have the syndicate guy and the girl, and they throw them in prison. But the girl comes out, and she's holding her wrist.
Yeah.
And then Maul's like, "You're injured." It's like, let the Mandalorians heal you. They're experts at healing because they're experts at killing.
Yep.
And I thought that was so hilarious because it makes me think of the scene in Terminator 2. How much do you remember that movie?
Not all that great.
Okay, there's a scene where when they get away from the T-1000, like first instance, from the insane hospital where Sarah Connor or John Connor wanted to save mom.
Yep.
When they get out of there, and then they find some hideout place, and because I think Sarah Connor had a big slice in her back, so she needed to be stitched up. Arnold had all these bullet holes that they're like pulling bullets out of his back.
Okay.
But Arnold's like giving all the instructions how to do all these things and how he's meticulously stitching up Sarah Connor. And John Connor goes, "You know what you're doing?" He goes, "I have detailed files on human anatomy." And Sarah Connor goes, "Yeah, makes you more an efficient killer, doesn't it?" I was like, "Yeah, Mandos, they know how to heal because they know where the soft spots are on everyone." Oh, yeah. Which then led to like another thing I saw where they were talking about how Mandos are like, they really adapt to who they are going up against. And they talk about how the grappling hook line that they use, that was made to fight against Jedis.
Oh, really?
If you see it in a lot of scenes, they use it quite a lot against Jedis more often. And then they're showing all these clips. Boba Fett did it when they're at the pit. He did it against Luke Skywalker. Luke Skywalker just luckily just still had ability with his like lightsaber to still cut it. Same thing Mando did against Ahsoka, got her hooked up, but then Ahsoka still had some mobility to cut the cord.
Yep.
Jango Fett did it against Obi-Wan on the platform when they were trying to escape. When Obi-Wan was trying to reach out to the Force to grab his lightsaber, he hooked his hands and all of a sudden dragged him around. So there's like so many of these instances. There was a scene, I guess, in Clone Wars. One of the bounty hunters used the grappling hook on Anakin, and all of a sudden his hands were like this, and he couldn't grab his lightsaber, but his hands were kind of like stuck.
Yeah.
So I was like, oh, did not know that. So apparently that was purposely made to kind of immobilize a Jedi to get an upper hand, I guess.
Well, so. and Beskar was created to defend against lightsabers.
Yeah. There's a lot of elements to Mandalorians that I find really fascinating.
Well, and it makes sense that they're a war time or a war people. That's what they do. They're known for their combat and everything. So something important in combat is being able to heal and being a proficient in that.
And that's what I'm saying, like also adapting to who you're against. So you like now you have information and you're like, okay, what's our tactic? They always have like a tactical approach that makes them the ultimate warrior, I would say, in the galaxy. That's not a force wielder or anything.
Right.
So yeah, they're so.
Well, hold on one second. I'm still connected with you, right?
Yeah.
My internet is coming up and it's being a little slow, so I'm just curious if our live stream is still up. I think it is. Are you able to see it at all?
I don't know. How can I tell?
Oh, here we go. Okay.
Are we still going?
Yeah, I think
Okay.
we're good. I can check on my phone too, just to make sure.
Oh, I didn't think of that.
Because I can just turn off the internet. Yep. Okay. Actually, we're good. All right. So, what scene are we at next?
So she gets healed, and then they throw.
She gets healed,
and then they throw him, or gets a bandage on, or whatever.
Yeah.
And then they throw them both into their prison cells.
Yeah.
And that's what she says too. She's like, Maul confronts her saying like, "Who are you?" Or he's like, "I'm a prisoner." And he's like, "All right," and throws her in the cell.
Yeah. And then is that when they do more with the crime syndicate guy? When they leak the information about the Pikes?
I think they initially just throw him into the.
Yeah, because they first threw him in there. What's the scene?
No, because I even have it. Like I have it playing right now.
Okay.
When the little girl goes up to her prison, Rook like pushes her, and then she like looks at the prison door that's open, and then she pushes her again to get in there. Like you could tell, like Maul has a plan, and there's in this whole sequence, like Rook constantly just like has this like just dirty look, like I don't like this, like sense of jealousy for sure.
Right. I'll let you keep going. Why don't you keep going on where we at? Especially since you've got it up.
Yeah. Well, I thought you had it up too on one of your TVs.
I did, but I was having internet issues. So
on me. Is that where you thought? Oh, you're like, oh shit.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't know. Maul says some things to her, pretty much like, it's your decision, I guess, if you want to stay in here or not.
Because he tells her like, you can go at any time.
He does say that like later on. I think it's towards the end. Like you could have left at any time, and that's when she.
Do you think he's referring to like you can figure out how to get out of here? Because
I think so.
Because they still have the door locked.
Because at the end she does try to like open the door and she can't get the locks, but then she finds out there's like
a gap.
There's a crack in the back of the cell.
Yeah.
That she could push open. So
yeah.
And then now we're back at Lawson's finally off duty, going home, sees his son.
Do you think his wife is no longer? Is she dead?
Yeah. No. The son says, "I talked to mom."
Oh, okay. Okay.
She said I can stop. Like, I'm guessing she's off planet somewhere. So I'm guessing they're not together anymore. And they said this is a good aspect of Star Wars, bringing this like cop life, because you've seen that in a lot of movies, how like marriages go to hell when you're a cop.
Yeah.
Especially if you're like a investigator or whatever. Like you're just like almost like 24/7 on duty, and sometimes you're just like never home.
Yep.
And then the mom and wife will just be like, we can't live this life anymore, and go off and they get divorced. But then in the whole mix of things, they had a kid in the middle of it. And
yeah.
No, I don't know if he had custody of him or something or what, but and then you find out he's like a lacrosse player.
Yeah, he's got some sporting event or some sporting game or practice, and obviously the dad is not involved as much, and the kid wishes that he was.
At the station and at home, the kid sees the picture on the counter, which is the same picture that Lawson has on his desk. Is the three of them, but it's the kid. The son is like literally a kid.
Yep.
Like a small kid. So
what kind of shows the gap of when he last was including himself in his family life, right?
Yeah, right. That's the gap line. It's like, oh, son, I haven't seen you in 12 years. How you doing?
The last time I was with you, you were still a child. That I actually,
Which again, I don't know what the resemblance then, if it, because there was a theory I thought it was like, oh, did his like family die or his son die, and that's why he's like a lot of times when a child dies, then like maybe the the wife and husband like end up splitting because of the tragedy.
Right.
I thought like that would start running through my head, but then we see him in the second episode. You're like, okay, the son's still alive. Where's the mom? And then he's like, oh, mom said I could come visit, and then he said no, not until X whatever reason. But he's also got on his desk the picture of the three, and then he's got a ball.
Yeah.
That's I'm guessing
the sport he plays or whatever.
Yeah, but it's like, what's the meaning of the ball then? Like,
his first goal or something.
Maybe
game ball. Definitely some kind of significance though.
So then he gets called back. Back like he literally just got home, and then Two Boots like, Captain, we got some more stuff you need. Like, we just discovered some more information. So he went back to the base. And the son just looks and just like, really? You just got home, now you're leaving?
Yeah. And
it's funny too on the counter, like clearly not having a parent home to cook, he just has like a bunch of empty pizza boxes.
Oh yeah, that was it too. I was like, this is like the first Star Wars pizza.
Oh really? Oh yeah, I didn't think of that.
I've never seen like, I don't know, fast food in Star Wars pizza delivery, man. Do you think it actually is like a pizza, or do you think it's something else?
I mean, what else would go into a box like that?
Well, I know, but like, does Star Wars have pizza?
A giant pie, but it's not pie. It's, I don't know, some other thing that looks like
Chicago deep dish pizza, man.
You call up, you're like wherever you are, you just call it Coruscant. Like they're, if you imagine like we call in Chicago like one of their famous deep dish, like, hey, can I order this? And they just fly it to you, and it's just there in like 30 seconds. I mean, it's Star Wars.
How fast is Coruscant pizza? How long would it take to find a freaking building, though? This was
yeah.
I was actually thinking this, like, as I was watching it, because I was thinking Coruscant, and, you see, like, the tall buildings. Like, does each building have kind of its own, like, culture? Meaning, like, are there, like, restaurants and, I don't know, like, medical clinics and everything in there? Because I don't know, these buildings are huge, and it would just be faster for people, like, or is it just like housing?
Well, that's why I think a lot of these places, which we see in Coruscant and we see on this planet too, the droids are the ones driving.
Yeah.
So they know where to go.
Yeah.
That would make sense. There's no way humanly, or you would need like some sort of GPS system. Because I thought a lot of these shows, like, if the droid's not driving, you can have like an automated,
right?
It just automates itself in a way.
Yep. All right. So then we get to the point of the syndicate guy revealing information about the Pikes,
and Maul picks up the credits crate.
Yep.
And it's just itching closer and closer to him to just smash him.
Because you even get some of the credits like falling kind of on him or close to him.
Yeah, yep.
And then it just drops and it's like right in front of his face. So he gives,
just showing how much Maul doesn't give two shits. Like, if you're lying to me, that's how you're gonna die.
Yep. So he reveals information about where the Pikes will be doing kind of a drop off or like a spice exchange, and then we get his Death Watch crew, and they go in to intersect this shipment, and Maul's with them, right? Yeah, because he's the one that kind of like tears them all apart. So
But before that, Lawson goes on his own little journey, and he goes and sees another crime lord who never joined the syndicate.
Why am I spacing on that?
And it's like all purple looking. And then they're like having like, I don't know. It's not tea. I don't know.
Yeah.
Space version of vodka. And
yeah, it's like the strip club place.
It kind of looks like it, but
and because
I don't know if it
she
really
was
is.
like, "What are you doing for dinner tonight?" or something like that.
She starts giving her information. She's like, "I'm glad I never joined Maul's cause."
Yeah.
She's like, "That's the only way I sleep easy at night now because I'm not on his
on
list."
Shit list. Yep.
Yeah. and starts giving a little bit more information about the crime syndicate and all these groups because she like named them all off.
Yeah.
And he's like, I'm sure Maul's seeking revenge on these groups, or at least their leaders. So then he gets a more idea of everything, and then he's like, "Is there anything else or something?" And then, yeah, that's at the very end. She's like, well, "What are you doing for dinner?" And that's what there's like when you're a cop, you run into moments like this in like these movies, at least portraying like cheating.
Yeah.
So is there a history that he had with her that made maybe the wife or ex-wife like leave?
I think this was a brothel. I
You
think
think
it's
so?
like episode
Come on,
one.
man, it's PG. Don't start thinking that way.
Episode 1, season 1, or episode 1 of season 1 of Andor, like that brothel type scene. Like I was getting that. I mean, the music that was in there was like, dun, 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 you know, it's like, I don't know. It just seemed like
a low beat bass.
And
like,
she's like, "What do you like doing? You want to have some fun tonight or something like that?"
Mhm.
That was kind of the vibe I was getting. Like maybe he's been a client at this brothel before or something like that.
I mean, brothels, just like in Game of Thrones, brothels always seem to like be the source of information.
Yeah, right.
Hence why he's here.
Yeah.
Like,
well, it seems like a real world type of thing. Like, I mean, when you think of like criminal activity within businesses, I mean, like laundromats, tobacco shops. I mean, I would put like brothels or like strip clubs up there too. Like, there's like shady activity going on at those type of places. And I don't know, just being a brothel too kind of distracts people away from like coming to that joint. Like certain people, you're getting more people that are, I don't know, more on the level of like a crime syndicate.
You're saying the brothel is where you're going to find that guy saying, "You want to buy some death sticks?"
Right, exactly.
Go home.
Or even people beyond his level. So
I always love that scene.
Yeah.
Obi-Wan
Want to buy some? No, I'm going to go home and rethink my life.
Yeah, just the whole Jedi mind trick. He's like, I think I'll go home and rethink my life.
So then we get the scene where Maul encounters the Pikes and gets on their ship and just demolishes all of them. Another hallway scene, pretty much. And then you get the last guy taken out, where we were talking about, you see through the window right as he's like slashing down, and then they steal their money from that ship, right? They didn't steal drugs. It seemed like the deal had already been made with the Pikes, and the money was what was left on the ship, and they were taking the money, right?
Yeah.
And then where do we fall after that?
Okay. So there was a scene before that, where Darth Maul has like a whole conversation with
the girl.
Yeah. And telling him about like, you got to open your eyes, stop, pretty much in a roundabout way, saying like you're a Jedi. I know that. I mean, even though she's kind of like a Padawan,
right,
at best.
Right. A youngling. Well,
she doesn't
more than a youngling.
A youngling, Padawan, whatever. But in a roundabout way, telling her like, open your eyes. Like, I'm not there. He's like, there is no good or evil, and I'm not evil. He's like, I'm seeking revenge, and he's like, I'm not trying to seek out death or conquer or whatever. He's just like, right now I'm seeking out revenge. I think there's a greater purpose. Trying to like influence her a lot in different ways, and you can tell like it's almost like in a way of him trying to show is like, I care about you, because probably in his visions he's like, there's something I see in you that's important, that I need you. So he's having this whole conversation. In the background is Rook just standing, and you could tell she's just blemishing, just like, ugh. And then he walks away from the prison cells or whatever as he walks around, and then I don't know, since I have it on mute, Rook had some words to say that weren't very positive. That you could tell it's just like, why do we have her here? Like, pretty much like, let's get rid of her.
Right.
So there's definitely some jealousy going on between Maul being just such a badass. Who wouldn't want to follow
She
him?
wants Maul's favor.
Yeah, I'll take both sabers.
Maybe they were the married ones, and then the brothel girl was the one that tore them apart. No, I'm just kidding.
What?
No, I do not believe that.
And then okay, so then we talked about then you had this this the spikes get attacked. Yeah, just Darth Maul is about to stab this guy right through the face, and then it cuts
out. Yep.
Yeah.
So then
and then they steal the credits.
And then that leads to it's getting late and I'm starting to get tired, so I'm spacing a little bit.
There's not much left after this.
Then we get the scene where she is still imprisoned and she sees the crack, right? Are we at that point?
They go down Lawson's going down this alleyway and Splinter guy is like following him.
Oh yeah. And
then he turns around and he's just
gone.
Disappears again. And then he gets in his cop car because he just left the.
What was that scene about?
I don't know, because I thought Splinter guy was going to jump on a ship and hide.
Maybe I bet he's following him because he believes Lawson will lead him to where the girl is because they're going after Maul. That would be my guess.
And maybe trying to get a feel for him if he could be a potential ally.
Because I'm sure the Master's objective is to get the girl back. And if he wants to get the girl back, he's got to find where Maul's at, which this cop is searching for. And then I'm guessing it's the scene where she's getting out of the imprisonment.
Yeah, it cuts over. Maul goes by the one syndicate guy. He goes like, I told you we're partners, so I'm good, right? You can let me go. He goes like, he says something like, he's not going to let him free. He's like, they're going to think it was you, so it's up to you now to set up a meeting with the Spikes. So he still has use for him, and then probably going to kill him. And then tells her like, you could have left any time. And then it cuts to what we talked about. Then she couldn't open the door, unleash the bolts or whatever. But then looked at the back of the capsule prison and sees a crack and opens it up. And then she jumps out, and I think that's where it ends.
Yeah, give me 1 second. And that's pretty much the end of the episode, right? Because she gets out, and then it cuts away.
Yeah, I'm trying to see. I thought she looks at something. Or no, she doesn't. She just gives a stare.
She gives a stare, and then it kind of fades away and credits.
Fades away to credits.
Yep. Yeah, I'm trying to. I think the broadcast might have ended, but we're still recording, which is fine because then on the edited version it'll be all there. But
okay. Is there like a limit or something?
No, I think just my internet cut out, and then the broadcast itself just
stopped
on YouTube, but our recording and everything on the platform is still feeding. So I think we're good. Because it's more the edited version that we're gonna want. Anyways, yeah, I am very happy with what we got with these first 2 episodes. It was quick. It was to the point. Dove right into the action, right into the conflict.
And
don't need any backstory. Action packed. We haven't even gotten to the saber dueling yet. We've gotten some saber fighting with Maul, deflecting blaster bolts and everything.
Saber hallways.
Yeah, we've got depth. We've got a good story. And it feels adult themed. It seems dark. It seems deep. And it just visually looks really good. Really, really good. Music soundtrack is on point. It's definitely giving that Star Wars feel. So, the show is really checking all the boxes. And I think I said it on the front end of our recording. Like, this just feels more adult than what the movie for Mando and Grogu coming out could be.
Oh yeah.
And I said before too on other episodes, like, I'm more excited for this show, and it's really like living up to that right now. More excited for the show than the movie. Again, I'm not saying the movie's not going to be good. I just what I was getting with in the trailers for this show just was piquing my interest more than what the Mando movie was providing. I don't know if the same was for you.
I mean, after watching those trailers for Maul, like expectations, we're at the, say
Pretty
my
high.
head. Here's the ceiling in my head.
Yeah.
This is the first 2 episodes are like off the charts.
Yep. Yep. So I'm really excited to see how this is going to play out. Super excited that it's already been greenlit for a second season.
Oh, really? Okay.
I'm curious how many seasons it will end up being. And I'm also curious, will season 2 have more episodes than 10? Because, like, that's the only thing that I'm like, we're only going to get 10 episodes of this. I only have 4 more days of enjoying this content. Like, why is it the good stuff we get barely anything?
Oh, yeah. Is it this show? Is it because there's so much stuff coming out this week? We got the Boys, new episode of Daredevil. There's a couple other new shows are launching. Is it this show that's 2 episodes every week?
Yeah, 2 episodes every week.
Okay.
And I think they're doing that so that the finale is on May 4th.
Oh, that's right. You said that last week. That's right.
Yep. So 2 episodes every week. The finale, the last 2 episodes will premiere on May 4th. That's probably also why they're choosing Monday, because I feel like Monday's kind of a weird day to. It's usually been like Thursdays or Wednesdays or Thursdays, I think, for Star Wars content. I can't remember having a Monday release day, so something tells me that they want to do that so that May the 4th on Monday could be the finale and be consistent with how they release them. Just my guess. Cool. Is anything else that you want to touch on? I know it's late. It's 12:45 where we're at, so
yeah. I mean, we can skip blind rankings if you're tired.
Well, no, we can do that. We can try to shoot right through it really quick.
Okay.
So we'll do another set of blind rankings, and then we'll wrap it up for Maul and look forward to next week, and we'll probably do the same thing, same timing.
Okay. So topic is most badass villain in Star Wars.
Oh, okay. So it's different from mine. Okay. Most badass villain. So badass, not like the strongest or the best, just the most.
I'd say like badass, your favorite badass villain.
Okay.
I mean, you could say like someone who's not force wielding, but it's like they're pretty badass. I'd put them at 1 or something like that. So.
Okay.
All right. So your first option is Boba Fett.
Four.
Next one, Darth Vader.
1.
Ooh. Next one, Grand Moff Tarkin.
3.
Next one, Dryden Voss. You know who that is?
Yeah. Drayden Voss. 5.
Okay, you saved yourself. Maul.
Okay, so Maul with 3? Is that what?
No, 2.
2? All right. Oh, I like that.
So you got Vader 1, Maul 2, Grand Moff Tarkin 3, Boba Fett 4, Dryden Voss 5.
Okay.
That's pretty solid.
The only I might switch, I mean, I might if I knew all the options up front, maybe I would switch 3 and 4, but I'm okay with how I have it too.
Still, you like Vader more than Maul?
Oh yeah.
I thought of this and I was like, I want to see where after all the hype and how badass these episodes were.
The difference between
how much more love is there for Maul? Because I love Maul, man. He's so badass.
The difference between Maul and Vader is Maul still has to show, like he needs affirmation almost of how badass he is, like how strong he is and everything. Like he wants people to think that. Vader just doesn't care. He just doesn't care. He knows he's strong. He knows he doesn't need other people to think how badass he is or whatnot. Like, no, he just He's so badass. He doesn't need other people to think he's badass.
He doesn't care because he spends all his time in a bacta tank thinking about Obi-Wan. Maul's got a whole hit list or like a whole.
Maul's
like,
always thinking about Obi-Wan too.
I mean, yes,
yeah,
but he still thinks about all the other people that betray him. That he's like, these guys are easy targets. Well, Obi-Wan, I don't even know where the fuck he is. So, but which they brought up a good point. You know, after this, like Order 66 and everything, and the dark side actually trying to be kind of a secret thing with Sidious and Vader. Like, does anyone even know that Vader exists yet? You know, in the grand scheme of things of the galaxy.
Yeah, and some people that know of Vader don't know he's a Sith. That's the other thing too. They think he's just like a henchman for the Emperor.
Yeah, so I think that's a valid point at this time where we are at Maul. Like, that'd be cool if he runs into Darth Vader and has a conflict with him, and has a little lightsaber fight, maybe. But odds are slim. But
probably
that'd be cool.
But that would be. I mean, Maul fighting Vader. You replaced me.
that's the thing. Like the jealousy factor.
Yep.
Meanwhile, Rook is like, "Oh, don't even bother. I've been jealous this whole time."
All right. You ready for yours?
What kind of topic do we got this time?
Yeah. All right. So this one isn't as like. This is more along the plane of what your category was. So mine is, if you had a Padawan, who would you want your Padawan to be? So and this is a little more serious. So that's Porkins isn't going to be on there. Boss Nass isn't going to be on there. These are all Force sensitive people.
And let's say you're going to say like Obi-Wan, but I'm talking about if Obi-Wan was a youngling and I'm a master.
Well, these are all Padawans. Well, I guess Obi-Wan was a Padawan in the movies, so he is fair game.
These are actually Padawans that at some point were
Padawans at some point that we've seen in movies or shows.
Okay.
Live action or animated.
So like someone like Mace Windu would never be on this list.
Right. Mace Windu is not
on
this list.
Got it. Okay.
So if you had a choice of who your Padawan would be, who would it be? Your first option is Ezra.
3.
Your next option is Luke.
Ooh. 2.
Next one is Kanan.
I don't know who that is.
Kanan Jarrus. Caleb Jim. So he's the main Jedi in Rebels. The master to Ezra.
Oh, him.
Yeah,
and he sacrifices himself, right?
Yep. But he's a Padawan in Bad Batch, and his master gets taken out from Order 66, and she tells him to run.
So I got 2 and 3 gone, right?
Yep.
Okay, 4, I guess. Hoping for something good for 1. I was gonna be mad if I should put Luke at 1.
Ahsoka.
God damn it. Oh, I don't want to put her at 5, so I'll put her at 1.
So the last one, Cal Kestis.
I don't know that. I recognize the
video game.
Oh, yeah, I'm fine with him at 5. So the fact that he sucks at, because I suck at doing the Tarzan shit in that video game. Like, dude, can you just
because you suck as a product of that, he sucks. So.
Yep. He's the reason why I broke one of my controllers. Dying over 1 million times over one level.
That's hilarious.
There should be a skip button where it's like, what's the point of this? Like, this doesn't correlate to battles or anything or the story. Like, just doing this Tarzan shit.
I don't want no Zelda puzzle level.
Yeah, it's like, okay, if I die, like, let's say 5 or 6 times, there should be like an option. Like, would you like to skip this crap? Yes. God.
That's hilarious. All right, so yeah, you got Ahsoka at number 1, Luke at number 2, Ezra at number 3, Kanan at number 4, Kestis at number 5.
Yeah, if anything, I probably would have just switched Ahsoka and Luke.
I would switch Ezra and Kanan.
Ezra is interesting.
I guess we don't know Ezra's full story yet, so there could be potential there.
Yeah, just seeing Ezra in Ahsoka.
Yeah,
the actor who plays him, I thought, did a pretty good job. And
Freddie Prinze Jr. does Kanan.
His voice.
Yeah, he's the voice of Freddie Prinze Jr. does the voice of Kanan. She's All That. That's the movie I just think of when I think of Freddie Prinze Jr.
I think of which is a movie I don't know if you've seen, Summer Catch.
Oh yeah, I've seen Summer Catch.
Oh,
Isn't that with Drew Barrymore? No.
Jessica Biel.
Jessica Biel. That's right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
I really like that movie.
That's a good movie. It's a very good movie. I don't know.
I just like the character that played Ezra and what's her name, and they're like fighting those
Sabine?
Sabine. He's like, here, take your lightsaber. He's like, no, I'm good.
No, Force.
Seriously, what are you gonna use? He's like, the Force is my ally. I was like, what a smart ass remark. And he's got that look on his face, like, I'm good. Yep, I'm good.
Yeah, that's a valid point.
But I hear he's kind of a brat and in his own way
he's like
Rebels and whatnot.
He's a little stubborn. He has a little bit like a little dark sided to him in terms of like he wants to do what he wants to do in a way. Like he doesn't always follow directions. So he can be a little like, I don't know, teenage mischievous kind of kid.
But speaking of Maul, doesn't he, I heard in the show, try to recruit him as his apprentice?
Yeah.
At one point?
Yep. Season 2, he tries to recruit him. And Maul fights along with Ezra and the Rebels group, and even Ahsoka against the Inquisitors. It's great content. You need to watch Rebels. It's so good. That season is really good. Season 2. I mean, all 4 seasons of that show are really good, but that, and I'm sure you've seen clips because you've seen YouTube and everything, and who comes in at the end of that season and fights Ahsoka and everything. Like, oof, some of the best Star Wars stuff out there. But I also like Ahsoka that you have at number 1. Like, if we're thinking young Luke and young Ahsoka, like, young Luke is kind of a little bit of a bitch too. Young Luke, he's just like a whiny little like, why is that flashing? Why is that button light flashing? Han's like, shut up, kid.
Yeah, shut up. Sit back.
And it's like after he starts his training that like with Yoda, then it's like, all right, now we're getting Luke, and obviously Luke becomes one of the more powerful Jedis. So,
well, I'd haunt him as nightmare because I'm Ben Kenobi. he's out in Hoth. Ben.
Dagobah system. Yoda, you will meet Yoda. Oh, and then all I can think of now is the Family Guy episode where slices up the tauntaun and and I thought they smelled bad. On the outside. And like takes like 2 minutes to get to that point. Oh,
all the prologue, and I just saw like there was like when I was looking up a YouTube clip, and it was doing like a little they must have associated with the Star Wars thing, the Family Guy, and it was them in the garbage compactor, and they're trying to get the couch out.
Oh yeah,
no, Lori, no, my right, and they're trying to get...
Who throws out a perfectly good couch? I'm taking it.
And then when Obi-Wan is fighting Darth Vader, like, go! They're not looking. Go! They're trying to ram it up the Millennium Falcon entryway, and they couldn't. It was like stuck.
So he's just like standing out on the ramp, holding it as they're like taking off and flying away.
Like that makes sense.
Yeah.
Fly into space while he's holding it.
Yeah, because space isn't going to do anything to you once you get out there. Oh god!
What happens just later on? Doesn't it come in use? He's like, "Yeah, I told you this couch is useful." I can't remember because when I rewatched it, that was a while ago now, but there's a scene the couch shows up again. And it's like, yeah, nice couch, huh? Yeah. Someone just threw it away.
The second one was on yesterday. I had something else going on, so I wasn't really watching it, but I heard that it was on. I'm like, oh, this is so this Family Guy Star Wars stuff is so great. So I the only part I really saw as I was passing by was the beginning where the Star Destroyer is shooting out the probe droids, and then the one lands on Hoth, and it's Joe. And he's going like yeah. Like, oh gosh, so good. Well, and one of them that gets shot out is the kid from the Jetsons.
Oh yeah.
His son Elroy. That's flying. Oh, so creative.
Oh, Seth MacFarlane, I know you're making all this other content, like he's making the TED show and everything.
Yeah, season 2, right? Of the TED.
Like Orville's pretty good. It's like a knockoff of Star Wars and Star Trek combined.
Yeah.
But
I haven't watched that, but I've watched the TED show, and that's great.
Yeah. But it's like, oh, come on, make another trilogy of the next ones.
Just do each trilogy. Just
yeah. Well, I guess you could really make fun of the recent trilogy.
You know, Seth MacFarlane would make it gold. You know, it'd be so good. I feel like there was a Family Guy episode though, because like each one of the original Star Wars parodies that they did, doesn't the power go out or something? So then Peter like sits with them to tell the story of Star Wars.
Yeah, each time he tells it. It's because the power because they're all sitting around having like family time, watching a show, and the power goes out. And he's like, "Oh man, what are we going to watch now?" It's like, "Well, I got a story for you."
Yeah. Well, I feel like, and maybe I'm wrong, maybe I'm remembering it incorrectly, but I feel like there's another Family Guy episode where all of a sudden the power goes out, and Chris was like, "Yay, more Star Wars!" And then Seth MacFarlane was like, or then Peter Griffin's like, "No, we're not touching that," or like alluding to like it's so bad we're not touching it. But he was talking about the prequels. Now, I don't think the prequels were bad, but if you recall, when it was released,
well, overall, there's a lot of negative feelings about that trilogy.
When it first came out.
Over time, I think it's grown on people, in my opinion. Yeah. I mean, I always appreciated that.
Yeah.
I like Phantom Menace. Attack of the Clones was okay. Yeah. And then Revenge of the Sith is amazing.
Yeah. But I feel like there was a Family Guy episode where he alluded to that, like, oh, the prequels are so bad that
I think it was I'm pretty sure it was the third episode. And then it was like towards the end of the episode or movie, I guess, episode movie.
Yeah.
The power comes back on. And then they're like, "Oh yeah, power's back on." And all of a sudden the power just goes back out again. And that's when the kid was like, "Hey, another Star Wars story." It's like, "Oh no, we're not touching that."
Seth MacFarlane, just do it, please. We'll love it. All right, well, it's late, so we'll wrap it up. I think our live stream didn't even make it all the way through. Looks like an hour and 16 minutes of almost 2 hours, but you'll catch us on the edited version, which is probably the one you want to listen to anyways. That's going to be better. Just to run through it really quick. So again, if you're listening to us, hit that subscribe button, like, download, rate, review, comment, all the above. We greatly appreciate it. We will be doing a prize giveaway once we hit 200 subscribers. We're almost there. So jump in now. So that way you give yourself a chance. And then at 500, we'll also do another giveaway, which that one will be a Theory Sabers lightsaber. Don't want to miss out on that. Till then, have a great rest of your day. Have a great rest of your week. And we look forward to more Maul content next week. It can't come soon enough. We're not getting enough per day. I want more than 2 30-minute episodes, not even 30-minute episodes. But hey, we'll take whatever we can get at the moment. And then it's going to be the Mando movie following shortly after. So a lot of good Star Wars stuff coming up. All right. And we'll leave you with that. And as always, may the Force be with you.
Thanks for calling. This is Han Solo, and I'm going to be keeping you company for the next few hours right here on the Midnight Shift. Something's down.